Tell me, my friend, have you ever wondered why we are drawn to certain appearances? Certain symbols carved upon the flesh? Certain images that whisper of freedom, rebellion, or pain? What is it in the ink that glimmers upon the skin of another that makes the heart quicken? The imagination stir? Before you answer, pause. Ask not only what you desire, ask also what that desire demands of your peace. I, Marcus, have spent many hours contemplating the nature of attraction, of passion, of the illusions that follow both. For every symbol that catches the eye, there lies a story, and in every story a lesson. Today, let us reason together about a modern question. What are the hidden risks of binding your heart to a woman whose skin is marked with ink? Not to condemn, but to understand, not to judge, but to awaken reason where impulse reigns. Before we begin, stay with me to the end of this reflection, and for these lessons, drawn both from studies and from the quiet chambers of Stoic understanding, may alter the course of your relationships. And if wisdom is what you seek, let this be your daily discipline. Subscribe to knowledge, not merely to voices. Like this message if it stirs thought within you, and remain until the final words, for that is where truth resides. Now let us begin. 1. The risk of mistaking, symbol for substance. Many men, when they behold a woman adorned with tattoos, feel an instant fascination. They imagine that the marks upon her body speak of depth, mystery, or courage. Yet consider, does ink upon the skin prove the strength of the soul? In the markets of Rome, I saw soldiers and slaves alike etched with symbols of loyalty or punishment. Some bore eagles upon their shoulders to proclaim valor, yet their hearts trembled before pain. Others carried brands of shame, yet lived with quiet dignity. The mark did not define the man, nor does it define the woman. Studies in your age reveal something similar. Those with visible tattoos are often perceived as more adventurous, more impulsive, even more open to risk. Yet these same qualities, when joined to passion and desire, can bring both pleasure and peril. He who mistakes the appearance of courage for the practice of virtue is like a man who sees thunderclouds and calls them rain. 2. The risk of attraction. Without understanding, desire blinds more quickly than wine. When you meet a woman whose body tells a story through art, you are tempted to assume you know her spirit. The serpent, the rose, the line of poetry near her collarbone. Each seems to whisper secrets. But remember, to read signs without context is to misread life itself. Psychological studies reveal that tattoos are often expressions of identity, rebellion, or recovery from pain. Some mark freedom. Others conceal scars of sorrow. When you are drawn to her, you are drawn not only to beauty but to the unseen history beneath it. If you are not prepared to understand that history with compassion and strength, then your attraction is not love, it is vanity. The Stoic seeks to know what lies within, not what is painted without. 3. The risk of confusing confidence with conflict. The woman who bears tattoos may appear confident, bold, unafraid of judgment. These are noble traits, but they may also conceal struggle. Research in modern times finds correlations between body art and higher levels of emotional intensity, even past experiences of rejection or trauma. This does not make her unworthy, and it makes her human. Yet if a man seeks calm and she seeks constant motion, their worlds may clash. One must ask, are you drawn to her because she reflects your peace, or because she disturbs it? The Stoic must never fear the storm, but neither should he build his home within one. 4. The risk of social judgment. You may think yourself strong, enough to stand against society's whispers. And perhaps you are. But know this, the world always speaks. Studies show that women with visible tattoos are judged more harshly in professional and social settings. They may be labeled as less traditional, less trustworthy, or less committed. Unfair judgments? Yes, but real nonetheless. If you join your life to hers, you will share her reputation, just as she shares your burdens. Will you be proud to defend her when ignorant tongues strike? Will you have the courage to say, her worth is not written upon her skin? If not, you will wound her more than the needle ever could. 5. The risk of idealization. Many who fall in love with the tattooed woman are not in love with her, but with what they imagine she represents. Freedom, rebellion, creativity, pain. They fall not for the soul, but for the story they have invented. The Stoics warn, when you project fantasy upon reality, You will soon suffer when truth reveals itself. To idealize another is to imprison both of you. She becomes the image you need, and you become the fool who worships it. Modern studies show that men often perceive tattooed women as more sexually open, yet less committed in long-term relationships. Such perceptions may not be fair, but they shape behavior. If you begin with fantasy, you will end with disillusion. Better to see her as she is, a human being, no more, no less. 6. The risk of impulsivity and mismatch. Tattoos, by their nature, are permanent expressions of temporary emotions. Many are chosen in youth in moments of rebellion or hurt. Similarly, many relationships are chosen in passion, without the anchor of reflection. When two impulsive spirits meet, the fire burns bright, but it also burns fast. Modern research links body art with higher levels of spontaneity and sensation-seeking. These can bring joy and adventure, but also instability. Ask yourself, do you seek a companion or a constant thrill? If the latter, you will one day wake to find the embers cold. The Stoic loves not the excitement of possession, but the peace of partnership. 7. The risk of hidden pain. There is a quiet sorrow beneath many acts of self-expression. Some use art to reclaim control over what was taken from them. A past wound, a lost identity, a betrayal. Studies suggest higher rates of depressive symptoms or childhood trauma among those who bear multiple tattoos. Again, this is not condemnation. It is compassion's call. But compassion must be guided by wisdom. If you enter her life hoping to heal her, you will drown beside her pain. You are not her physician. You are her companion. She must desire healing herself. To love the wounded is noble. To imagine you can save them is pride. 8. The risk of incompatibility in values. Tattoos often reflect values: independence, rebellion, sensuality, creativity. You must ask, do these align with your own principles? The Stoic does not impose his code upon others, yet he knows that peace requires harmony of virtue. If she prizes freedom above loyalty, art above order, pleasure above peace, can you live with that without resentment? The wise man examines the foundation before he builds the temple. Shared values are that foundation. Without them, beauty becomes burden. 9. The risk of shifting identity. The body changes, and so too the meaning of its symbols. What once marked defiance may later remind her of regret. Studies note that many who once loved their tattoos later wish them gone, not because the art changed, but because they did. If her identity is tied to impermanent things, and you tie your heart to that identity, your peace will be as fleeting as her passions. Love her soul, not her symbols, for symbols fade, but character endures. 10. The risk of superficial love. Consider this, my friend. Are you drawn to her because you see strength in her ink, or because you seek novelty? To chase novelty is to condemn oneself to restlessness. The Stoic learns to find beauty in constancy, not in chaos. Many men, according to studies, pursue tattooed women for the thrill of difference. Yet soon, when that thrill fades, so does their interest. A wise man knows that passion ignites love, but patience sustains it. When you choose a companion, choose one whose silence comforts you as much as her beauty excites you. 11. The risk of ignoring your own nature. The final and greatest risk is not in her, it is in you. You must ask, why am I drawn to this? Is it curiosity? Is it rebellion against my own order? Is it a desire to feel alive through her fire? The Stoic path demands that you know yourself first. For if your attraction is rooted in your own emptiness, no woman, tattooed or otherwise, can fill it. To love wisely, you must first be whole. Self-knowledge is the shield against all illusions. The Stoic reflection. Now let us reflect together, not as judge and subject, but as two souls seeking understanding. The markings upon her body are neither vice nor virtue. They are simply signs, like the constellations in the sky. Some see the warrior in Orion, others the hunter, others only stars. What matters is not the pattern you see, but the peace you carry while looking. If she is virtuous, kind, disciplined, and wise, her tattoos cannot diminish her worth. But if she lacks these, no art can disguise the void within. A Stoic man must be neither seduced by the surface nor blinded by bias. He must weigh reason against impulse and compassion against pride. Studies and stories can guide you, but ultimately, wisdom comes from the harmony between your reason and your nature. The call to inner strength. My friend, before you choose whom to love, choose first what kind of man you wish to be. Will you be ruled by the eye or by the mind? by passion or by principle. If a woman with tattoos enters your life, greet her not with prejudice but with awareness. Ask not, what does this mean about her? But rather, what does my reaction reveal about me? For all relationships are mirrors. They reflect our virtues and expose our weaknesses. The Stoic, therefore, does not fear attraction, nor does he chase it blindly. He observes, understands, and acts in accordance with reason. Closing reflection. Each of these 11 risks is not a condemnation. It is an invitation to clarity. The woman with tattoos may indeed bring chaos, or she may bring courage, creativity, and strength. The outcome depends less on her symbols than on your wisdom. If you seek peace, choose with patience. If you seek growth, choose with humility. And if you seek truth, look beyond the skin. Remember the words I wrote long ago? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So too in love, you cannot control who enters your path, but you can govern how you walk it. Do not condemn what you do not understand. Do not worship what dazzles your senses. Seek instead what aligns with virtue, reason, and peace. That and that alone will bring lasting love. And when you next meet a woman whose skin tells stories, listen, not just to her words, but to her silence. There you will find her truth. My friend, if this reflection has awakened something in you, let it not end here. Subscribe to wisdom as you would to breath, daily, consistently, humbly. Like this message not for me, but for the truth it carries. And watch to the end. For every thought you conquer brings you closer to mastery of self. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.